Today is August 2nd, 2024. My name is Bobby Goodman, and I am interviewing Mickey Kurzman. Mickey, thank you for your time and allowing us to conduct this interview in your beautiful home.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. So, Mickey, could you please tell us a little bit about your background, like where you were born? Tell us a little bit about your family.
Will do.
Thank you.
I was born in Detroit, Michigan, May 3rd, 1938, at Harper Hospital. My early life, my dad owned a gas station, and he operated that all the way through the end of the war. And then he had an opportunity to go into the appliance business, home appliances, and that was terrific for many years because of the pent-up demand caused by the war. My mother was a stayed-at-home mom, and I enjoyed a very nice middle-class life. The first house that we owned was in 1942. We, prior to that, lived in a flat which had an upstairs unit and a downstairs unit.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, owned a few flats, and that's where we lived. We lived downstairs, and my mom's brother lived upstairs. And then in 1942, we moved into a single family. It was a changing neighborhood from being a predominantly non-Jewish neighborhood to a Jewish neighborhood. And it became, through the years I lived there till I moved out when I got married. It was really the center of Jewish living was that neighborhood.
Right.
We lived a great middle-class life. Detroit was a wonderful city to grow up in. The population was around 2 million. I think was the fourth largest city in the country at the time. It was built around the automobile business, or the commercial area was, and there was a lot of little businesses that supplied the automobile industry, and the UAW saw that the workers were paid well, so it was really a great place to grow up in. Safe. As a teenager, we were free to go all over the city. Nobody worried about us. We took buses everywhere, or walked, or rode our bikes. So it was a good place.
Right. Let me go back just a second. So you were born in 1938, you said. Where were your folks from originally?
My dad was born in New York. His parents, of course, came over from Russia. They lived for a little while in New York. That's where he was born.
Mm-hmm.
His father was they said he was a woodsman. I think he was a carpenter.
Mm.
And he had somebody from the town that he lived in was established in Detroit and was a builder of homes. And he went to Detroit to work for him.
So that's how they ended up there.
My dad had 7 siblings. The grandfather was killed. He was hit by a truck when my dad was about 10 years old. So I never met my paternal grandfather.
Let's see. What about you? Siblings? Any siblings?
I have one brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4 years younger, and he now lives in Miami.
So how did you from that really wonderful raising in Detroit. How'd you end up in Dallas?
When I went to the University of Michigan, graduated with a business degree, went to work for my dad.
Mm.
And at that point, he had a manufacturer's rep business. And it centered around kitchen cabinets. So I wanted to leave Detroit. Detroit, the business became very cyclical. It would be up for 3 years, always down in the fourth year.
Mm.
I wanted a change of life. I wanted to get out on my own, and that was after I'd worked with my dad for about 15 years. It was I had a longing to leave. It was the economy was in a real down cycle, so our backlog of business was shortening. I decided I wanted to open a custom kitchen business, and I went to a manufacturer of custom kitchens. It was probably the most expensive cabinets made in at that time, and I said, I'd like to open a showroom and I'd like you to help me. And they said, would you want to do that, or would you like to come and run this company? And it was a small division that made custom cabinets. And they had just moved that business from Great Neck, New York to Dallas, Texas. And it was an opportunity to run a little larger company than I had ever done. It was an opportunity to leave Detroit and get out on my own, which is what I wanted. And they had moved the division from Great Neck, New York to Dallas, Texas.
And when was that? What do you remember the year?
I moved here in late 1975, and Karen and the kids came in March of '76.
Great. Well, we'll get to your family in just a second. Question about you went to the University of Michigan. Tell me a little bit about your Jewish affiliation, whether it be if in high school and then in college, if you belonged to a synagogue or a temple, or what was your Jewish background like?
It started out, the affiliation as a young boy was in an Orthodox small shul, Taylor Street shul. And my maternal grandfather was a large financial supporter of that congregation. And so that's where the family went. Mm-hmm. And for all the years that I remember, he was the president of the shul. And it was an old shul where the bima with the chazan was in the middle of the shul. The women sat upstairs, the men were downstairs. And when my grandfather died, I learned that my parents couldn't wait to get away from that shul. And so we joined the Reform Synagogue, which was named Temple Bethel. And that was the old established by the German immigrants, and it had been in existence for a long time and still was. So we then became affiliated with that synagogue.
What about
my
family holidays? Did you celebrate those?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. We certainly weren't an observant family, but we were in the synagogue on the holidays. We celebrated them at home, both with my dad's family with my mother's family. Yeah.
So now we fast forward. You go through you get college. You have the business background. You end up in Dallas.
Right.
And so tell us a little bit about what. And it may have happened then, or maybe obviously it must have happened sooner. Tell us about how you met your wife.
Oh boy.
And then a little bit about your immediate family.
I met. Well, I had met Karen, I think, at my brother's confirmation. And we said hello, and I was a lot older than she was. I was 6 years older. So we went our ways, but our family knew each other. And when I was 25 and Karen was 19, I think it was in the fall or late 1962, Karen's grandmother and my dad got together and they arranged for me to be invited to Karen's cousin's bar mitzvah and sat us together. And we were engaged, and very quickly. She was a freshman at Michigan State, and she finished that year. And her parents asked her at the end of that year, her parents asked her what she was going to do next year back at school, and she said, I'm going to get married. So that's how we got engaged. Karen announced that we were going to get married, and we were married, I think, 6 or 7 months after we met.
In Detroit.
In Detroit, yes. And we lived together in Detroit from 1963 till 75 and 76 when we moved to Dallas. Had 3 children. The kids were 11, 9, and 7 when we moved. Daughter Kathy is the oldest. Bill was middle son. And then Matthew was the youngest son. And we moved. We had a house on Carter Valley Court. We joined Temple Shalom. The kids went to Sunday school there. We continued to celebrate holidays as we did in Detroit. We certainly went to Temple for the holidays, and we celebrated them at home.
And they all grew up in Dallas.
They grew up in Dallas.
And then where are they today?
Matthew, my youngest, is here in Dallas. He lives on the Far East Side. He is single, never been married. Middle son, Bill, is been over 20 years. He's been in Bend, Oregon. He has 2 children. 2 kids. A boy and a girl, and he's divorced. They all live in Bend. Kathy is the oldest. She has 3 boys. They're today 26, 28, and 30. None of them married, and she is also divorced, and she lives in Denver, Colorado.
You get to go travel and get to see them up in Oregon, and
we do. We used to go regularly. Most of Kathy's married life and while her kids grew up, she was living in Austin. So that we would see them very often, and we would go to Oregon multiple times a year. For health reasons, we don't do much traveling today.
Understood.
So we see them a little less, and they come here.
While growing up, while the kids were growing up in Dallas, and you were members of Temple Shalom, were you involved with any events at Temple or any other civic events throughout the city?
I was not. Karen was very active at Temple, and worked in the office as a volunteer, and then she worked as the rabbi's secretary. So she was very involved in the Temple. I was not. I traveled extensively, first within the United States. So when I came home on Friday night, the weekends were for the kids and the kids' events. Later on, after they left the home, I started playing golf again. I had stopped totally for 20 years while I grew up. I started playing golf, and I started quite a bit of traveling outside of the country, a lot in Southeast Asia, and some in Central America, but also in Europe, Russia, Latvia, Italy.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
I did a lot of that.
So you said mid-70s, you're in Dallas. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how, Mickey, tell me how the mid-70s in Dallas, Texas, a lot of changes. What have you seen? What's like the biggest change since the 70s to what you see today in
first
our community?
All, it was an unbelievable change from Detroit. Because in those years, Dallas was booming. There was cranes up everywhere. I loved the city. There was not much traffic. Going back and forth to work, if I had 3 cars at a light, it was a lot. And the sky was clear. I just loved the weekends at home and around the pool. It was just great life. It was I thought a good place for the kids to grow up. We lived just south of Campbell Road, and north of Campbell Road was cotton fields. Daughter took riding lessons on where the tollway and Keller Springs.
Right.
So physically, the city has changed dramatically, but also the opportunities have changed. I mean, when we moved here, it was a sea change in what was available at the grocery store, versus what was available in Michigan. There were foods we had never experienced. There were not many good restaurants in the city. And now today it's an incredibly vibrant city. So big changes.
Love Dallas? Is that?
Yeah, I do. It was good to us. I've enjoyed being here. I'm not enjoying the change in the weather, but that's not the city's fault. Right. It was a really good place to be.
Very cool. Couple just final questions. So, Mickey, I love this question. Who's your role model?
It's probably my dad. I'm probably in a lot of ways like him. I had a really good relationship with him. He was really a good dad. But I didn't realize how dominant a guy he was growing up. But that was part of my reason to wanting to leave Detroit. It was not to get out of a bad relationship, because it was a good relationship. I just wanted to be on my own.
Right.
But as I got out on my own, I realized what an influence
Right.
he was on me. So I think that.
Very nice. And then, what are you most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of the relationship I have with my children and my grandchildren. I really, really have enjoyed them.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you'd want us to add that I haven't asked?
I don't think so.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing your story, and it was
I
awesome.
hope that it's a helpful and worthwhile story to the community.
Oh, it will definitely be. Thank you very much.
Thank you.